I got into my bed, and I started to close my eyes, and there it was again. That smell of BO clinging to my blankets, and an oily texture on my pillow. Oh, God. You can't be here anymore. I've had it.
That's it, I'm out of here.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise swearsies. It's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead, look it up if you want. I can't live your life for you. Kind Legbeard, back into the mix, back into the shuffle. I had a bit of analysis paralysis, so it's been a while since we seen her. If you need a refresher, those links in the description. Let's go ahead, jump right on into this thing, and see how it goes. Summer Vacation with a Legbeard. Kind Legbeard update part number 7. Day 12. Only a couple days left. Hey, count it down. This day was mostly uneventful. I got up and made it to work while Kind Legbeard was still asleep. Today was my normal schedule, so I would be off in time for the spaghetti dinner she had been wanting. Yeah, wanting and doing nothing to provide for herself, but okay. Just continue to give her what she wants. I guess that's working out for you. Kind Legbeard was gone by the time I got home, as she had gone over to the neighbor's house again. Good, you take her for the last couple nights. I decided to take the opportunity to fold her clothes neatly in her suitcase. That's a very subtle, like, get the hell out of here type of thing. Since doing her laundry, Kind Legbeard asked me to bring them to the bedroom, and then she left them in a giant pile on the floor. Dude, this is just a mess. You're essentially somebody's maid at this point. This ain't no type of friendship I ever seen. I started folding them and placing them back in the suitcase carefully to ensure that they would all fit. I'd rather she do it, but I knew by now that even if I asked, she just wouldn't. Like a child, I needed to do it myself to make sure that it got done. Like a child, not my child. I'll sit there and help him get it done, but hell no, I ain't cleaning up your toys by myself. Continuing on, OP says, when I had done her load of laundry, it had been dark, and pulling them out, I didn't pay much attention. Folding them, though, it was difficult to ignore. Every piece of underwear had brown skid marks on them. Oh, God, why are you doing this?
What the hell?
Yeah, you're supposed to scrub those out. Well, you didn't scrub those out, OP? Come on! What the hell am I paying you for? I'm not paying you. Actually, you're paying me, essentially. Feed me, house me, and get treated like a servant. It really is like a knife in your guts. All of the clothing was inside out as well, making it impossible to avoid seeing them as I flipped them right side out once more. Dude, I don't know, dude. I'm not going that in depth. Even if I did take the initiative to do that, I'm gonna fold them inside out. Fold them all skid mark side out and leave a little chocolate kiss on top of each one. It'll let her know that you know, and also she'll probably tip you for your good service. OP says I winced and I gagged, but I quickly got through it and folded the laundry to get them off my floor and dirtied again. Couldn't be me. I'll shove all that laundry in your suitcase, throw it on your bed, or the bed you're supposed to be using. What am I saying? That friendship wouldn't even have made it that far. I'd be like, I hate you as a human being. Please stay away from me. And then that's it. You never interact again.
Don't come by my house. We're done.
It wasn't like I wanted to go through her laundry. Far from it. I found it very unhygienic to touch someone else's clothes, but when I brought them to the room for her, I had assumed that she'd put them in her suitcase or fold them herself, not just leave them on the ground. Hey, mi casa su casa, right? Come on, everybody! When I was done, I closed her suitcase nicely and went to wash my hands. There, done. No problem, mostly. I could relax before work the next day. Yeah, just relax after the work you did after work before you have to go back to work. About an hour later, Kind Legbeard returns home and came up to the bunk bed. She had stopped showering again, and I rapidly smelled the pungent odor. I think stopped showering again is giving her far too much credit. That would imply that she started showering at some point. The shower that you witnessed, that was just a one-off. That's not how she actually lives her life. Opie says, I pulled my head away doing my best not to show that I could smell her, as she asks for some of what I was currently snacking on, sunflower seeds. Normally my sunflower seeds are an absolute no share, no touch. It's possibly the one snack that I would not let anyone touch. Yeah, for me it's gummy bears, but I'll share with my kids. OP says, I had a minor addiction to the salty taste, so I had a choice to make, as she offered a bag to fill up. As much as it pained my heart, I'm being dramatic, I know, it's just a snack, I filled up the bag, and kind Legbeard thanked me and went to the guest bed. At least you got thanked, hey, maybe that's baby steps. Suddenly, it hit me. OP says, do you have a place to put them? Kind Legbeard, in the bag? OP, I mean when you break them open, do you need a bottle or kind Legbeard? Nah! OP, where will you put them? Kind Legbeard, nowhere. OP, what? Kind Legbeard, yeah, I just swallow them whole. OP, what? Okay then. Don't choke on them, I suppose. Yeah, that's a lot of fiber. That's gonna make your poop hurt real bad. But you know what? Go ahead. Go off. Eat them like an animal if you truly must. OP says, yeah, weird, but I wouldn't judge very much. At least she wouldn't make a mess of them like the other snacks she had had so far, in which the wrappers were still on the bed. Oh, you're not gonna clean up the wrappers on the bed, but you fold the laundry? This hotel has terrible service. Just terrible. After a few minutes, kind Legbeard suddenly gave me her bag again, simply expecting me to fill it up without saying a word or asking. Kinda rude there, but fine, I'll give her some more. No, you don't cave to that type of behavior. You say, use your words, like a big grown-up human, please, thank you. Maybe I've been hanging around my kids too much. We didn't talk much after that, aside from her complaining shortly about yet another 2 failed relationships of the day that happened while I was at work. Both of them were destroyed within a day, if starting at the same time because of, well, cheating. Surprise, how interesting. This is interesting the 1000th time it happens. Surely that's a great replacement for a personality, kind Legbeard. You're dysfunctional on so many levels. I don't know where to start. There was a bit I wanted to say about kind Legbeard and her take on relationships, but I kept my thoughts to myself. I didn't want to cause drama or make her defensive. Nothing I said would change any situation, and really it wasn't my situation to change. I simply gave my condolences, and no conversation of interest or value was had for the rest of the night. I mean, that's basically been the case for the past 2 weeks, right? Nothing she has to say is truly interesting. She's a blank slate of a human being. A walking, talking human Discord server. It's just really weird to know that somebody could be out there existing but not existing like that. Like Schrodinger's basement virgin or something. Day 13. The day began early. Very early. About 3 a.m. when I opened my eyes. 3 a.m. really is a great time. I'm recording this episode at 3 a.m. It's when my brain really switches on. It wasn't uncommon to wake up for no reason for me. It was nothing that kind Legbeard caused this time. Sometimes I went right back to sleep. Other times I would check my notifications and clear out the easy ones so there wouldn't be a lot to go through when I woke up. Dude, what? No. Put the phone like far away from yourself. I hardly ever check my phone's notification. I don't give a fuck. Maybe that is part of the problem. We need to take life more seriously, you know? Anyway, this time I decided to check my notifications. Just don't, please. I swipe away a few emails here, mark some notifications I didn't care about as read there, and then I checked the private DMs to see that she had sent me a link to a Discord server about an hour prior. It's 3 a.m. You sure you really want to get into this? You realize it's all a big bunch of bullshit, don't you? You have to at this point. Come on. I rolled over and squinted my eyes to focus on what it was just to be clear, and then began typing, still too tired to say any words. OP, what's this? New server? Kind Legbeard? Yeah, I deleted the old one. OP, oh, why? Dude, no more conversation. Do you actually care? It's 3 a.m. Let's get some sleep, huh? I instantly regretted asking. Of course you would. You think there was going to be a cool, super interesting answer? There's not. So yes, OP instantly regretted that one when instead of just telling me, I was sent pictures of, oh yes, that was furry porn. Okay then. So people sent naughty furry pictures to the server, so she deleted the entire server and made a new one. Wow, amazing, rational. Can I go back to sleep now? OP says, I think a lot of steps were missed there. Maybe take away picture permissions or delete the messages. Delete the channel. No, I guess not. It's good to cull your Discord server by blowing it up every so often. I'll be doing it at the start of 2024, so look forward to that. If you want to join it while it still exists in its current format, then you should. Discord.gg/ReddX. Thanks so much. OP says, the biggest question that I thought at first, though, was why did she still have these saved? And why was she now sending them to people? I was too tired to say anything else, though. There you go. I simply joined the new server, muted it, and crashed once more. Way too much effort for a 3 a.m. random wake up. That's what I'm saying. Why even check the notification? That's never gonna go well. There's never anything like critical in there. Whatever. I can't tell you how to live, I guess, but it ain't for me. Once I woke up for good, I got up for work and headed out before kind Legbeard woke up. The workday was incredibly exhausting, walking a mile there, being on my feet all day, and then walking a mile back home. Normally, I'm not on my feet all day, nor do I walk home, so the unexpected exertion was draining. I just want to say right now how grateful I am to be working from home. Thank you so much, everybody out there, for allowing this to be a thing that I can do. Especially to the OPs that have written stories, whether I've read them or not. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Also, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks so much. It doesn't take that much exertion. OP says, when I arrived home, I couldn't think of anything better than collapsing on my bed and taking a nap. I dragged myself to my bedroom and yep, kind Legbeard was in my bed. Hey, get up. Hey, get up, you fat fuck! Get up! That's what you gotta do at this point. How many times I told you, huh? I think that's the only thing she's truly gonna understand. OP says, I smelled a suddenly pungent body odor in the room that nearly made me start coughing, telling me to just go. Yeah, those sheets are ruined. That armpit sweat soaked into the mattress. You're gonna have to light the whole bed on fire. I grabbed my laptop and dragged myself to the living room instead to drop onto the couch. For a few hours, I could barely think straight. I didn't have the energy to stand up or even to speak. I was essentially a zombie for a good while before finally, 4 hours later, I started to wake back up and pulled myself up to eat dinner, which was now cold, and change out of my work clothes. Yeah, I know that state well, just the battery recharge state. I just need to sit here and stare at the wall and think about things for a little while. As I got up, kind Legbeard did too, with pure timing coincidence. It was late by now, but she wanted something to eat, and I wanted to sleep. She went to microwave something in the kitchen, but when I entered the bedroom, the smell of body odor was so powerful and vile that I was knocked back. No, it is basically the worst thing ever. You're not going to sleep in that, are you? Don't sleep in that, please. I didn't get to sleep yet. I had to fix this smell. My first step was to tidy up the guest bed. It hadn't been made or cleaned since kind Legbeard arrived. I didn't think I would have to clean up someone else's bed. I thought that they could throw away their own garbage, but apparently that was far too much to ask. An empty bottle hit the wall when I started to pull a pillow down, and when I moved the blanket aside, I got a full scope of the mess. An open crushed Cheetos bag under the sheet, a melted toffee candy, empty bottles, the wrapper to a chocolate bar that I gave her first day here, and clothes. Yeah, she's definitely nesting, just grabbing a lot of her favorite trash and putting it in a big pile.
Oh my gosh!
We've definitely seen this type of behavior before. Such as with the cum cocoon in Chris Trucker. Y'all remember that? I also noticed yellow stains on the sheets and pillowcases, and a very thick, harsh yellow stain on the comforter itself. Yo, what the hell is that? What is that? Gross. Well, yeah, it definitely is that. I changed everything, cleaned up the area, and put it all back together. Kind Legbeard eating in the other room the entire time. The smell slowly began to vanish, but I turned on the fan for good measure. Finally, I could collapse and sleep. You're not gonna sleep in that, are you? She's been in there. The sheets are stinky and soiled. I got into my bed, and I started to close my eyes, and there it was again. That smell of BO clinging to my blankets, and an oily texture on my pillow. Oh, God. You can't be here anymore. I've had it.
That's it, I'm out of here.
When is enough, OP? Can I ask? Seriously? After changing took place, and I fell onto my bed a final time, I was too tired and sore to fight it tonight. I'd take a long shower tomorrow morning, do laundry, and clean up the bedroom once again. All I could think about was sleep. My communication with Kind Legbeard was incredibly short, a few words at most. How's that a change? Blue light illuminated the bedroom, and I rolled over to face the wall, too tired to fight. To be fair, OP, you ain't put up much of a fight throughout the entire thing, you know? I'm hoping we get some closure in the final part, that it's not just gonna be like, okay, OP was a doormat through the whole thing. At some point, I need you to stand up and fight for yourself. That's what I'm hoping for. That's the good character development that we like to see. And I can't wait another month to find out how it ends, so let's shove it into this video, why not? I will see you over there. Summer vacation with a Kind Legbeard. Kind Legbeard update part number 8, end. Yeah, you hate to see him go, you know? Day 14, I think it's the last day. Today, my mother wanted to go on a field trip to a town a few hours drive away. It was a rather famous town, and I was looking forward to it. I always loved visiting the town, and I was lucky that it was my day off. I won't expose the town, simply to keep my geological location private, but the area was famous for their ice cream. Although some people probably have a good idea by this point, that's fine. Just don't, tell the world if you do know. Oh, you're definitely at Tokyo Ocean Park, where they had the weirdest ice cream flavors I'd ever seen. I tried a rose and a wasabi flavored ice cream. Rose was pleasant, wasabi not as much, but still okay, surprisingly. I thought I was gonna have to throw the whole thing away, but nope, got my fat boy on. I ate both of them. It was a long time ago, but I remember it well. Anyways, OP says I packed my lactose-intolerant medicine so I could eat dairy while I was there, and a few small items to occupy my attention during the long drive. Yeah, you don't want to get stuck playing Candy Crush for 5 hours, and then you run out of lives. It's like, well, what do I do now? Gotta talk and interact with the people in the car? Gross. Gross. He says the last thing I went to grab was my bag of sunflower seeds, which I had put in my private nightstand drawer. And when I say private, I mean it. The drawer contained my transition gear, which includes my packer. For those of you who don't know what a packer is, it's a device that makes your pants bulge, that looks like you're, well, packing size. It's properly shaped like a men's downstairs, down to the tiny Snickers bar details. If you know, then you know. Yeah, that big old Snickers vein on it.
Snickers?
That's hilarious. So she went into your packer drawer, and it's essentially like she got a good glimpse at your junk, you know? I can't say I'm really that surprised because she's never really shown any respect for boundaries before. She was just looking for some sunflower seeds and she found a couple of walnuts, you know what I'm saying? Oh! OP says they are not made to be touched in any dirty way. They are very delicate and easily damaged. It's purely cosmetic. Yeah, mine too a lot of the time. So when I opened my drawer to get my sunflower seeds, not only did I notice my sunflower seeds were almost gone, but my packer was on top of my bag. Oh God, the violated privacy. Are we gonna have a conversation about this, or are we gonna pretend that it didn't happen? Because I'm pretty sure I know the answer to that question, but I want to see if you can tell me the answer. OP says, I looked it over, and it didn't look like it had been used for nefarious purposes, but I cleaned it anyways. The fact that it was moved from where I put it in the drawer was suspicious enough. As much as I wanted to talk to her about going through my things, would you want to ask someone about seeing your silicone genitals? Why, yes. Yes, I would. And I would do it at an exaggerated volume! On the other hand, why the hell would you steal someone's snacks that were hidden away for a reason? It's really not about the snacks anymore, is it? It's mostly about the silicone dong, no? I had to take a few breaths to calm down and threw away the bag. Just to get through it, kind Legbeard was going home in a couple of days, but my God, I reached my breaking point a long time ago. Clearly not, you haven't stabbed her in her sleep even once. That's what breaking point means to me. There's a few stress fractures, but I don't know. I think it's gonna take a little bit more until we really see the snap. And that's what people want to see, the snap. The last thing before we left was to wake up kind Legbeard. I was prolonging it to let her sleep as much as possible and to give myself a moment of privacy alone time to enjoy my own company getting ready before I had to spend the entire day with her. Yay, this friend that I did all types of things for and I'm slowly beginning to resent. I had breakfast and I took a shower before finally going back to the bedroom to wake her up, only to see that she was already awake. My God, miracle of miracles. Right away, I smelled the striking, now painful smell of body odor and saw her sitting on my bed. Kind Legbeard's hair was so oily, it was sticking together, and her skin returned to having a glossy sheen, like an oil coating. We're not gonna discuss this either. You understand that if you walk around with this person, it's not just that they're a smelly person. Now you're a friend of a smelly person. And you don't want to go down that road. That's a bad road to go down. OP says, I had to keep my distance when she turned to look at me. OP, do you want to take a shower before we go? Kind Legbeard. No, I don't feel like it. You need it. Trust me, you fucking need it. If I have to be in a car with you, you're gonna get in that shower before we go. See, this is the type of tough love that some people need. It might hurt that I said these things, but see the truth in my words, would you? Tough love is what they call it. OP says, awesome, don't feel like it. So I'd be in the car next to that smell for hours. I couldn't, force her to take one, but sometimes I wish I had hypnosis abilities. Just throw her phone in the shower. She'll get in there after it. I went to the kitchen and grabbed a second bag of sunflower seeds that was unopened, and I had been saving until she was gone. As I didn't go shopping on days I didn't work, I had to make snacks last through my days off. Well, that's never gonna happen. We knew when she spent all her money on a camera that never appeared again, that we were essentially doubling the rate of consumption. Not that OP signed off on it, but he didn't exactly not sign off on it either. OP says, I didn't intend to indulge too much on the drive, just some mindless snacking every so often. We piled into the car, and kind Legbeard saw the bag in my hands before I set it down. Without asking, she gave me her hand, as if I would just fill it up. OP, they're not even open yet. Kind Legbeard, I know, but I want some, and you have multiple bags. OP, I only bought 2. The other one is gone. Maybe we could stop at a store on the way and get more bags. Kind Legbeard, but I want some now. Can't you just give me a few handfuls? How much do you need? OP, these ones are mine. I'll see if we have time to stop. Okay, there we go. There's a line in the sand. That's going well. The only question now becomes, will it hold? OP says, in reality, I genuinely do have an addiction to sunflower seeds, and it stresses me out to share them. Even more so because they were already stolen from me. Despite that, did I really need an excuse to not share food that I bought with my own money? I already gave her a lot not so long ago, and I wouldn't start anything about her stealing from me, but my patience was pushed. Yeah, pushed, but not quite far enough. Little more. Snap is coming. The only thing stopping me now was being in the presence of my mother. Yeah, hold me back, Ma. Hold me back, Ma. On the drive, kind Legbeard and I had some idle chatter. I pointed out interesting places along the way for her to see and maybe take photos of. Kind Legbeard. Oh, I went to your neighbor's yesterday. OP. Oh yeah? What did she want? Kind Legbeard. She wanted to give me some new clothes. She yelled at me, though. OP. What happened? Kind Legbeard. I was on my phone, and she said she'd take my phone if I didn't get off it. And I told her if she touched my phone, I'd fight her. Why are you so incapable of connecting with another human being? I understand there's invisible people in your little box, but I'm here in the room with you right now, and I'd really like your attention. The only way that she'll ever talk to you is if you get in the little box too. But really, it's not even worth the price of admission. Talking to her's a drain. I looked at her currently in a voice chat, remembering how she was constantly in a voice chat. She threatened a disabled elderly woman with one hand because she didn't want to get off her phone while she was being given free stuff. Do I even have to say how rude that sounded? No, not really. We've all been pretty sure that she's been despicable for a long time. The roads took us through the forest on the side of a cliff that overlooked a beach. I excitedly tried to point it out, but when I looked back, kind Legbeard was engrossed in her phone. Suddenly, I saw her flash her camera toward my sister's baby. We were watching the baby today because she was visiting a friend of hers. Did kind Legbeard just take a photo of someone else's sleeping child? Seriously? I mean, it's slightly more interesting than a hamster, I guess. Without thinking, I opened Discord and navigated to her server to see the following conversation. Kind Legbeard. I'm pregnant, baby! Stranger. With mine? Kind Legbeard sends a selfie and a photo of the baby. It's yours! Which one is cuter? Stranger. Both of you, babe. Whoa, 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 whoa! What the fuck was going on here? OP says, hey, can you delete that picture of my sister's baby? Kind Legbeard. Why? OP, because my sister didn't give permission. I don't think she'd want strangers online to see an image of her sleeping child. This is definitely a fight worth having. OP displaying a great sense of moral judgment right now. Kind Legbeard says, it's not a big deal. You don't have to make a thing about it. They're not creeps. OP, not creeps as far as you know. Look, can you just delete the picture? You already got a response from it. Yes, we'll just assume that anybody we meet online are not creeps automatically. Dragging random anonymous babies into our roleplay degeneracy? It's not weird at all. It's fine. Why use a real baby? Use a stock photo baby if you really must. But I wish that you must not. OP says, my mother, who was currently driving, chimed in after hearing the conversation and requested kind Legbeard do the same thing. Delete the picture. She groaned, but I saw the message in the server get deleted. Oh yes, definitely groan and vocalize your distress. You're being the weird one here. You realize that, don't you? Well, soon enough, we made it to the town and went to get some ice cream. I first took my lactose medicine, although I spilled the bottle in my palm on accident. As I was shuffling the pills back into the bottle, I dropped one of them, which kind Legbeard swiftly picked up. OP, oh, thanks. Mind throwing that away? I'm not gonna eat it off the ground. Kind Legbeard. Yeah, of course. I'll be right back. I watched kind Legbeard move away to one of the trash cans and turn her back to me. I closed the bottle back up and put it in my pocket, but kind Legbeard was taking a good minute at the trash cans. How long did it take her to throw away a pill? I started to approach and stopped when I saw her arm lower from her head. Oh no. She did not just do what I think she just did. That's so weird. She just wanted to take a picture of it for her Discord server. She's like, I'm totally gonna take drugs, you guys. Whoa! The universe is out of control! I looked up what the numbers on the pill mean. It's lactose medicine. And then she's like, oh no, I have to delete and make a new server. OP says, my lactose medicine wouldn't hurt her. It just makes digesting dairy easier for lactose intolerant people. But we both saw that fall on the ground at an ice cream factory that probably saw thousands of shoes a day. I swallowed just so I could restrain a gag and pretended that I didn't see it before we left to go get some ice cream. What god-awful reason would make you want to do that? I'm pretty sure it's been established that she's not firing on all cylinders. I got a simple order of vanilla and peach scoops, while kind Legbeard wanted a milkshake. I paid for her order, which was a vanilla and chocolate swirl with a dash of caramel. The only reason I agreed to pay now was because my mother asked me to. Damn, even your own mother's taking you out to the cleaners? Listen, I'm not a cheap date, okay? No caffeine or coffee was involved in her order, but my mother made the comparison to a Starbucks coffee, which kind Legbeard took to heart. For the next half hour, kind Legbeard pretended to be caffeinated up. Some memorable quotes from her consist of, most girls feel hyper from coffee, but it's gonna put me to sleep. Oh my god, I'm definitely passing out at like 10 tonight. I shouldn't have drank that. My mom never lets me have caffeine. There was too much caffeine. I'm feeling so random right now. Oh my god, we are so random. And of course, the giggling anytime anyone says anything. She legitimately thought there was coffee in that? Or is she lying about the coffee because she's role-playing to her Discord server that pill that fell on the floor was totally drugs for reals? Case solved. Book 'em, Dano! OP says, okay, she did know that her shake didn't have any caffeine, right? Yes, she might know that, but keep also in mind, she's an idiot. I didn't bother saying anything. It simply reminded me of those kids that pretended they were drunk after drinking a Capri Sun. Why haven't they put alcohol into Capri Sun bags? Pretty sure that's $1 million idea right there. Copyright ReddX Industries, December 14, 2023. And yeah, I know it's not December 14th as you're seeing this, but that's because I'm recording way in advance now. It's going super well, most of the time. After finishing up with the ice cream, we left to make our way to the boardwalk, but not before having to tell kind Legbeard that I wouldn't buy her a $20 stuffed animal at the gift shop, no matter how much she kept begging. Tell you what, why don't you go barter? Give somebody your camera for $20 and you can take the stuffed animal home. Is that better for you? After arriving at the boardwalk, my mother and I separated. We planned to circle in opposite directions and meet up in the center. Kind Legbeard and I took a left, while my mother took my sister's baby and went right. It was sundown by now, so a lot of places were closed. Our intent was to browse and find whatever place was still open, for kind Legbeard to find some souvenirs to return with, and make some new experiences. Hell yeah, who doesn't love a boardwalk? 40% of my formative experiences have been at a boardwalk, or under the boardwalk. We found the mall, still open, and discovered a store that sold a variety of hats. Was that store called Team Fortress 2? I told kind Legbeard before we even went in that I don't want to throw out money and get a bunch of stuff. I would be okay spending money for experiences and a small souvenir that was maybe like a keychain or something, but with all the things that the neighbor gave her, she wouldn't be able to bring everything home. I'm still curious about the sort of things that the neighbor gave her. Kind Legbeard didn't sort through it at all. She's just like, yeah, give me that pile. I'll take it home. I'm in a voice call right now. Are they her size, her style? She probably would take the souvenirs over some clothes that an old lady gave her one time. But hey, what do I know? Kind Legbeard agreed about the small souvenirs and went off to do some browsing. The hat store had, well, mostly hats. Fascinating. Aside from some cheap pencils and pens and some various masks, they had a variety of fashionable hats. Is it fedora time? Because I think Kind Legbeard would look absolutely fedorable over on Teespring. Thanks so much. Kind Legbeard was quick to swoon at the elaborate fashion, and it didn't take long for her to find one with the Wonderland Queen of Hearts theme. Kind Legbeard practically begged for it, and said it would be part of the Harley Quinn outfit that she dreamed of. We're doing this again, OP? Are we really gonna do this again? We are, aren't we? Ugh. Okay, fine. Let me have it. OP says, initially, I refused, and claimed I already told her that I don't want to be buying large objects, but she reached into her wallet and pulled out some money. Kind Legbeard, please, I'll give you the rest of what I have. OP, how much do you have? Kind Legbeard, $7. The hat's only 18. Could you pay the rest? The shopkeeper was watching us. God damn it. OP, okay, fine. See?
Oh, come on!
Every time. It's like clockwork. Just one thing, though. I only want to spend money for you to make memories, not clutter. Her whole life is clutter. Her whole brain is clutter. She only really comprehends clutter. OP says, just so I wouldn't be left out of hat time, I grabbed a small animal-themed hat and paid at the counter. After we left the store, we went to the center of the mall, which had a carousel. It was the highlight of the mall, and I'd be happy to spend a few dollars for us to ride it. Like I said, experiences, not clutter. We did, but Kind Legbeard didn't seem happy almost right after we entered the gate. I hopped on a deer, as of course I like deer, and she felt obligated to sit on the second deer beside me. Kind Legbeard, of course you picked a deer. Why did it have to be deer? What are you talking about? You could have chosen anything else. You didn't have to sit right next to me. OP says you don't have to ride one of the deers. Yes, exactly. There are more animals. Horses, pigs. There's even a giraffe right behind us. I just like deer. You know what my boys pick at the carousel every time? Elephants. Elephants! Ah! Elephants! Kind Legbeard. No, it's whatever. They're both male deer, though. OP. Yeah, they have the antlers. Bucks. She didn't respond, and sounded a bit annoyed, but quickly stopped complaining once the ride actually started. What was she mad about right now? The deer! If you have to ask, you'll never know. I couldn't be bothered to ask. What a dumb thing to be annoyed over. Just pick another animal. You don't need to ride the same one as me. Yeah, but then maybe she goes to the other side of the carousel and picks a tiger, and that's sort of awkward because you're not even riding together when you're the one that paid. But yeah, it's basically the stupidest argument ever. Say thank you and get on the frickin' deer. It was a fun, simple carousel ride, and we were both happy after it ended, despite her initial anger. Next, we stopped by a candy store. I was looking for a specific sour candy, which they didn't seem to have, so I grabbed something small and told Kind Legbeard she should get something small too. Something that was a reasonable price, at least. 5 pounds of gummy bears. She went back and forth on the shelves, contemplating candy, and everything she picked up ended up being extremely overpriced. I was not going to spend $36 on a box of candy. I'm sorry. Yes, why spend $36 when for a nickel you can have a delicious Charleston Chew? Charleston Chew, sponsor of ReddX Industries. Thank you, Grandpa. I really do love a good Charleston Chew. Finally, she made up her mind that she wanted bubblegum, but she didn't want the bubblegum on any of the shelves. They had so many options. What was she looking for? Fart-flavored gum? Another $1 million idea. They're just everywhere. I followed her around the store, pointing out every so often if I saw bubblegum, and continued to receive a no. Eventually, Kind Legbeard found the candy bowls that were priced per pound and filled up a bag with some bubblegum pieces. Finally, I was running out of ideas. I mean, hat store, carousel, candy shop, we did it all. Fuck it, go home. OP is probably giving her more experiences than she's had in a month living by herself. So I think we're good. I think we should get the hell out of here. I paid for the candy and we left for a third location. This one was mostly uneventful, just a tilt-a-whirl ride that was rather fun. Hell yeah, dude, gorge yourself on candy first, that makes it a lot more fun. For everyone else, what she throws up at the end. After we were done, I received a call from my mother that she was done looking too, and she would meet us near the arcade to walk along the boardwalk together. We met up and started on the sidewalk, only to be stopped and separated as kind Legbeard saw a small souvenir shop. Are we gonna do this again? We probably are, aren't we? The items were small enough for me to be willing to buy her something, and something in the store caught my eye as well, so we went inside quickly, intending to just grab something, pay, leave, and run to catch up with my mother, who probably didn't even notice that we had split up yet. Yeah, she focusing on the baby. We really are dropping a lot of dosh on something that we said we wouldn't spend much on, right? But it's just what keychain, how much could it be? On a boardwalk, dude, I don't know. Like, $5 at least.
I mean, it's one banana, Michael. What could it cost? $10?
OP continues, what I was looking at happened to be Pride merchandise. I was always on the hunt for cute little Pride things, especially because I was awful at keeping track of my pins, and I needed some new ones anyway. Needed is probably used very loosely there, but I don't know. Help keep that economy going. Bully for you! Being in a bit of a rush, I just grabbed one of every pin I identified with. Nothing against the ones I wasn't, of course, but they weren't really on my radar while I was in a rush. I think it's weird you felt the need to specify that part. Anybody that gets angry that you didn't buy one of their pins, they weren't reasonable anyways, okay? That's not the type of person you should give any sort of attention. OP says, finally I grabbed a cute trans flag while kind Legbeard and the shopkeeper started talking. Shopkeeper, all the Pride stuff's pretty cheap. The shop owner's LGBT, and she wants the stuff to be accessible to others too. Kind Legbeard, oh, that's cool. We are too. Me and OP are bisexual. Well, OP's bisexual and trans. Very much not a conversation I'm even interested in, but I'm trapped behind this cash register, so continue, I suppose. OP interrupts to say, hey, I'm not bi, and kind Legbeard says, yes, you are. OP, no, I'm not. I'm a demisexual, remember? Kind Legbeard, what even is a demisexual? Shopkeeper, I'm demisexual too. It means you're not attracted to people without a deep emotional connection first. I mean, probably all things considered, I am also that, but I just don't like the name. That is not a label I'm gonna apply to myself. Kind Legbeard says, oh, I'm confused, but whatever. Could I have a pin too? OP, fine. She grabbed a bisexuality pin and set it down among the rest. Kind Legbeard, that one's mine. I have the bisexuality pin and the flag. And yet, neither of them are substitutes for an actual personality, as I've said about basically anything that kind Legbeard touches. She's looking to fill all these gaps within herself because she is a hollow human being. A pin's not gonna fix it. This is beyond fixing. OP says, huh? The flag one was mine. Kind Legbeard, I thought you were getting me a flag. OP, this is a trans flag that I got for myself. Go grab a flag if you want one. Kind Legbeard, nah, I'm good. Really? Did she only want it because I grabbed it? We paid and quickly raced to catch up with my mother, waiting at the boardwalk. Mother, where did you guys go? OP, we got distracted by a small store. Kind Legbeard suddenly grabbed the small bag I was holding with our stuff, a bag I specifically got to keep the things private. Yeah, sure, just dump it all out. Let's show the world. Why not? Kind Legbeard, we got a bunch of Pride stuff. OP got a trans flag since they're trans. God damn it. Why did she insist on exposing my identity to a bunch of people so often? She thinks it's interesting when she herself is not interesting. She probably thinks it'll give her some sort of, like, social justice credibility. Like, look at me, I've got a trans friend, and I don't mind so much that they're trans that I'm gonna bring it up at every single possible opportunity. That makes me a good person, right? No, you're still disgusting. Let people address these things in their own due time, please and thank you. The food court, the shopkeeper, now she had told half the crowd around us. I truly didn't feel safe around her because it was so easy for her to name drop my identity in public. OP says, can you keep your voice down? Kind Legbeard, don't get so pissy about it. OP, I don't want strangers knowing that stuff. You don't know who's willing to hurt you over it. Kind Legbeard, whatever, your loss. I'm not the one being shy about who I am. Yes, Kind Legbeard, for better or for worse, I guess. For better or for worse. I attempted to step away and pretend I wasn't associated and focused my attention on one of the beach performers. One of them was a sand sculptor, and another one was using fishing hooks to blow massive bubbles for the onlookers. Oh, it's like a choose-your-own-adventure. Go to the bubble guy, OP! Go to the bubble guy! A short conversation with my mother later, and Kind Legbeard was at my side, watching the bubbles. Oh, I thought only OP was gonna go to the bubbles. Okay, go to the other one! Wherever Kind Legbeard isn't, that's where you should be. Oh, Kind Legbeard says, I wanna pop one! Mother says, just be careful. Don't lean too far. It's a bit of a fall. That would be a dramatic end to this. She just falls over and breaks her neck while trying to pop some bubbles. I would feel bad. I'd be like, oh, she always had a certain type of childlike whimsy. Maybe I was too hard on her. But then also, as a counterpoint, she's basically been a vegetable her whole life anyway. So, it's a toss-up. OP says, my best estimate was that the boardwalk was about 10 to 15 feet higher than the beach sand they were on. The performer was blowing them upwards, letting the wind carry them to whoever they were targeting. Although Kind Legbeard agreed, she immediately ignored the warning and leaned over the railing to reach one of the bubbles. She's an idiot. No sense of self-preservation. She only survives by the kindness of others. That's why she's called Kind Legbeard. Oh, all the pieces are falling into place now. My mother rushed to move and grab Kind Legbeard before she fell, as one of her feet slipped, and luckily she caught herself and pulled back from the ledge first, encouraging even the performer to call out and tell her to step back. Yeah, the bubble guy just wants to make people happy. He's not like trying to have anybody die over the bubbles. She always was filled with whimsy, wasn't she? He tried to point some bubbles in Kind Legbeard's direction for her to pop without putting herself in danger, but the wind swept them to the people beside her, and she didn't think before pushing herself in front of the group of strangers to finally pop one of the massive bubbles. Well, was it everything you imagined? Has your life massively improved now? Just at that moment, we heard the voices of some young men behind us. Stranger, those are some big-ass fucking bubbles. What the hell? The sudden sentence got the family to turn around curiously, amused by the sudden remark, and the small group of guys that said it quickly retracted. Stranger, oh shit, sorry. Language, you got a baby. Mother, no, you're all good. It was just funny coming from out of nowhere. Kind Legbeard, yeah, it's fine. I cursed all the time at home, even in front of my mom. I even told my brother to fuck off one day. Okay. Did you even put your middle fingers up at him? Oh my god. She can't be stopped. She's a maniac. The guys just awkwardly nodded and waved off, and we continued along the boardwalk. She doesn't even acknowledge the cringe interaction she just had. Just continues on her merry way. The second performer, the sand sculptor, was an elderly man sitting in a chair. His statue was a soldier holding a decapitated head. There was clearly a lot of emotion and a story behind the statue. I wanted to take a photo, but the content of the statue didn't feel right for me to capture it as though it were a casual tourist attraction. I mean, if you really want to, just pay him for it. That's the reason that he's out there. The content of the statue feels right enough for him to make it in public, so I don't see why not, personally. But everybody has their own moral compass. I think that's what makes things interesting. Opie says, we stopped for a minute to admire the work and tell the man that it was beautiful, despite kind Legbeard's visible annoyance. My mother complimented it and dropped all the change she had into his tip bucket. I didn't have any change on me, but I offered a nod, hoping my appreciation of the work was enough. It is to a point. Appreciation don't pay the rent. But you can only do what you can do. Despite my hesitance to take a photo, I asked kind Legbeard if she wanted me to take one. Her phone died a short while ago, so I'd been taking pictures for her that I would send to her. Kind Legbeard, nah, I don't really care about it. OP, are you sure? Sand sculptors are pretty respected here. Your mom might appreciate seeing one. Kind Legbeard, yeah, I don't care about a soldier. Ouch. Right in front of the artist, too. He's an old man. He's been around. He's seen it all. I don't need any approval from some snot-nosed punk. I make what I want to make, and if you don't like it, go screw. God, I can't wait to be an old man. I quickly just said, okay, and tried to move us along, guilt eating at me, hoping that the old man didn't hear. I probably shouldn't have asked. I'm telling you, that old man, he don't give a fuck. He's heard worse. He heard it all. It's gonna be fine. After all that, we returned to the truck and drove home, ready to crash for the night. I gave my cats a crow feather that I found while I was out on the boardwalk beach for them to smell and play with, while kind Legbeard crawled into the guest bed to sleep, but not before asking if I could clean and pack her bag for her. Bitch, what? No. That's your job. I paid for you to be here. I've done nothing except be here for you the entire time. At some point, I think you'd have the common decency to do things for yourself. I'm so frustrated right now. I told her I was too tired to do it tonight, but I'd wake up early to help her in the morning. Not that I would do it for her, just that I would help. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that as long as that's actually what happens. She agreed, and we slept. Is this dawn of the final day? Day 15. I had an alarm set for 9:30 in the morning, ample time to organize her bag, as kind Legbeard left at 4:30 p.m. But I was awoken before my alarm, at 8:15, with her shuffling her bag and taking on a call on the ground right beside me. I was slightly annoyed, but I understood if she wanted to get a head start. After a moment to wake up, I got up and started to help her with her bag. That's good productivity in the morning. I'd be like, I got time before that alarm goes off. Good night. I had to do some reorganizing because it was a bit messy, but we got in all of her items, including the new things she got, and we were ready to go. After that, I went to get the crow feather that I got for my cats to play with them a bit. They love the smell wild feathers carry and would play with them anytime they'd see them. But this morning, I couldn't find the feather anywhere. I asked my mother, who hadn't seen it since the previous night. I asked her boyfriend, who hadn't seen it at all. Finally, I asked kind Legbeard, who claimed that she put it outside. All of a sudden, we're very proactive, huh? I think you're just trying to spite the cats. You know they love it, and you can't stand to see their joy. It cuts you deep down, doesn't it? Because you know you'll never be that happy. God, I feel like I exposed a bit of myself there, too. Anyway, OP says, what? Why would you put it outside? Kind Legbeard. It was a feather. They belong outside. Yes, sometimes most feathers are outside, but sometimes we can take them inside. Do you understand? OP says, I brought that home from the beach for the cats. It was a perfect feather. They like to play with it because of the bird smell. Kind Legbeard. I put it in the garden. I went outside to the front garden where my mother plants her flowers. I managed to find the feather among the plants, but the rain had gotten to it the night before, and it was wet and covered in dirt. Great. That definitely washed away the smell the cats liked, and basically the only reason I brought it home. That's fine. She's going to be out of here shortly. I'm more than willing to sacrifice a feather. I took it inside and tried to clean and dry it as best I could, but the cats weren't as curious with it as they were last night. I'd come back to that for them. Maybe find them another feather. One more day with her. What gave her the right to do that? This wasn't her house to just decide what we had inside or not. Yeah, she's basically never picked up anything previously. This, I don't understand. I entered the bedroom to check up on kind Legbeard and talk to her a bit before she left. Again, the smell was overpowering, and I did my best to ignore it. Bro, she's gonna get on a plane. That's pretty messed up. You really just gonna let this happen? I guess both of you are. She was laying on my bed and sat up when she saw me. Her need for a shower was even worse than the previous night. Her stringy, oily hair stuck to the sides of her face, and it was thinning out. When she asked me for a piece of my candy that I had gotten at the candy store, I gave her one, but she struggled to open it. It took me a moment to realize that she couldn't get a grip because her hands were just that oily. You need a towel, or you wanna rinse yourself off a second? I opened the candy for her and asked again if she wanted to take a shower before we left. I tried not to sound accusatory or make her feel self-conscious, just a general wondering if she wanted to. As usual, kind Legbeard declined. I didn't get it. She looked and smelled wonderful after that shower my mother told her to take once upon a time. Why would she want to go back to this? And the smell. I couldn't escape it. It was a powerful body odor mixed with Cheetos type of scent. Yeah, that corn funk. I know it well.
Girl, you need to wash your butt.
She hadn't had Cheetos since the 4th of July. How did that even work? Before we left, I had one appointment that day. It was a chiropractor appointment, which usually went by pretty quickly, so there was no worry about time. Hey, go in there, crack your neck. It's great. Totally works. I'll see you next month. Make sure to bring the money. I arrived at the office while kind Legbeard stayed home, and I took a seat in the lobby. As I checked my Discord, there I saw it. Kind Legbeard had taken a selfie in my bedroom, in front of my bed, showing my sleeping body in my bed beside her. It was sent to a bunch of strangers, a bunch of people, violating my privacy while I slept. Is this it? Is this the final straw for real? Not only that, she left her own server after a relationship argument, so I couldn't even tell her to delete it. Great. Now I had to tell people I didn't know to remove the picture and admit that it was an image of me sleeping in the background. Is this overly cautious? I don't know. I know most people don't take web anonymity too seriously these days. They're like, yeah, whatever, that's my Twitter and that's my real name and face. But I will say that anonymity is a somewhat valuable commodity. And if you don't have to give it up, then like, why give it up? The time on the picture told me she took it while she was organizing her bag right before I woke up. This was approximately 2 hours ago. I was thankful that the people were nice and removed it when I explained the situation. Just one more day. I just had one more day to go. Yeah, a lot of stuff can happen in a day, though. Unfortunately, due to surprise events on my outing, included but not limited to a very long lobby line, suddenly being called to my college campus, and needing to make a call to DoorDash as they accidentally charged me $50 for Dash Pass, I didn't make it in time, and kind Legbeard had to leave without me to go to the airport. It be what it be. I'll see you in the funny papers, chum. I continued texting her on Discord to check up on her, and she returned to the airport just fine, but told me something disturbing as well. She admitted, right before she went into security, that her new boyfriend that she just got the day before was 16, almost 17, while she was still 23. I mean, it is shocking, horrible, terrifying, but she also doesn't really have the relationship like outside of Discord. They're just playing pretend. Which is still not great, but it's a damn sight better than what boyfriend would actually imply otherwise. We're taking the smallest possible victories here. Kind Legbeard went offline right after she said she had to go through security, not giving me a chance to talk about it. I waited for an hour before she returned again, completely changing the topic as she mentioned security had took the girl power statue I bought her from Goodwill, sent a picture of her vape she still had, and then vanished again to board the plane. Why'd they take the statue? I guess it could be a weapon. It is a statue. Nobody wants to get bludgeoned with a statue. Kind Legbeard was clearly avoiding the topic, but that didn't change the drama happening in her server, as her friends heard of the truth as well. I wasn't gonna touch this with a 10-foot pole. They looked to have the situation handled and were saying some very choice words that she would return to. Better than anything I could have said, cause what the hell? Yes, the social contract is enforced in this Discord server, and I'm glad for that. The plane took off, and I could only think about collapsing in bed. A bed cleaned from anything that she had left on it. What a trip. I probably wasn't gonna do that again. Probably. That marks the end of the vacation, and since Kind Legbeard left, I cleaned and tidied up my room, and barely left my bed as though I'm subconsciously reclaiming it. I didn't realize how truly tired and drained I was after all the sleep disturbances until there wasn't anything waking me up. I intend to sleep to the fullest, do a lot of bedding laundry, and return to my normal, busy schedule that might restore my wallet to its former glory before the next round of bills hits. Yeah, the world does just keep ticking by, doesn't it? I hope you enjoy your slumber. Everybody loves a good peaceful slumber, don't they? So, you probably have some questions, says OP. I know I didn't talk to her or challenge her much. I already addressed it earlier on, but I want to relay that Kind Legbeard is a very sensitive person, and I would rather be annoyed than be involved in drama. I'm not good in those situations offline. It's much harder for me to say no while I look into someone's eyes. Well, just practice. It gets easier. I felt more like an onlooker a lot of the time, simply watching the events outside of my own body, which made it easier to hold my patience and bite my tongue. Yeah, but you can admit that you're enabling at a certain point, can't you? Because that is definitely the case. OP continues, I did learn something from this trip though. It all began because I wanted to apologize for a fight that I didn't even think I was wrong for, simply to keep the peace. I gave in, and I kept giving in until the situation spiraled. I didn't know it was spiraling until it already hit, and I was stuck in the heart of it. Okay, good analysis. So what did we learn? Update. I decided to cut contact with Kind Legbeard, and I won't reach out again. Okay, that's good, but also ignore her if she reaches out, would you? Thanks so much. After she arrived home, she continued to lie to people online about me, and I'm no longer interested in pursuing any sort of bond. You're literally the only one that was pursuing that at all, so good, drop it. Stop allowing yourself to be used. I tried my best, but she didn't seem interested from the get-go. I'll miss what we had as kids, but Kind Legbeard grew up to be a very toxic, drama-fueled person, and I wish I had spent her plane ticket money on something for people that actually care about me. Damn, it is a hard realization to come to, but finally, you came to it. This is for the best. After all that shit, probably don't even hurt anymore. OP says, I hate how much of a pushover I was. It makes me angry, too. She scared me with her drama, and I wanted to avoid it at all costs, even my own happiness. It was for my own sanity and safety during it, but it's still not an excuse to have laid down so much. Yeah, the best way to learn to deal with drama is just to stir a whole bunch of it up. And through practice, you shall attain mastery. OP says, I've learned the error of my ways, and I've grown as a person. Ever since then, I haven't been pushed around, and I've stood up for myself online and offline. See, it was the lesson you needed to learn from the person that you needed to learn it from, right? You could even see the beginning of it. Near the end of the saga, OP is drawing lines in the sand and actually holding them, and it's a wonderful thing to see. I thought I was being a good friend, but she was never worth that, because she was never a friend back. Finally, you see! I have friends today that return what I give them and vice versa. What a friendship could be, should be. I was so wrapped up in the nostalgia that I became a punching bag. Nostalgia is really overrated, if you'd ask me. Do you think DZ Discovery Zone was the best thing ever made? No, probably not. That's why it shut down within a couple of years. But my child mind remembers it as like this magical place. Did you guys ever go to DZ Discovery Zone? Let me know in the comments. OP continues, for everyone that thinks it's just a little while, or it's for friendship, or it's not a big deal, take all of this as a learning experience. If you give in, you will keep being pushed. That's right. There's the honeymoon phase for friendships as well, okay? Within one interaction, I can usually tell what sort of friend you're going to be. Red, if you read this whole saga, I'm sure you've gotten mad at me throughout the story. Maybe you said something like, "Do something! What are you doing?" And yeah, I yell at myself too. I'm pretty sure I have said something similar. But yeah, you're just owning your mistakes, telling the whole story. I think that's fine. I enjoy a flawed OP every once in a while. That's a damn sight better than look at me, I'm the center of the universe type of OP, which is fun too, but for a different reason. Anyway, life has gotten better since she's been out of my life. She taught me how to speak up and fight back, or I'll be taken advantage of. She taught me how to value real friends and value my money, or else I'll spend $22 on French fries, which she didn't even eat, if I recall. She's the worst. Good riddance to bad rubbish. And yes, like I said, it is a lesson learned. For everyone that got this far, thank y'all. I love this community. Oh, amen to that. I'll tell you why this community is the best community on the internet. Because it's relatively intelligent people who know how to make jokes. They're also exceedingly patient. They'll wait for like 15 minutes for the story to start building on itself. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I put my community against any other community on the internet. This is the end of kind Legbeard, but I'll always be a part of the Beardo Weirdo community. Amen. And join ReddX's Discord. The memes are funny. That's right. We've got many memes. Go to Edgelord Central if you really want your soul to hurt. Edit, I later found out she was stalking me online, and she found my story as well. I have nothing to apologize for because it's all true, so she can continue to be mad and I don't really care anymore. I decided to paraphrase our final conversation. I don't care to read it through again to copy and paste it word for word. You should send her through to the ReddX videos. Let the comment section sort her out. Kind Legbeard.
I saw you talk crap on Reddit.
OP? Talk crap? What are you talking about? Kind Legbeard.
Don't play dumb. You're shit. You know what I mean?
OP? Are you talking about my story about our vacation? Kind Legbeard.
Yeah, I saw it. Are you talking crap about me?
OP? No, I detailed our vacation for strangers to see. How did you even find it? The community I posted it to isn't like a famous front of page Reddit. Wow, you just cut me real deep there, OP. Someday we could be. r/ReddX reads, not a famous front page of Reddit. I'm not actually hurt, it's fine. Kind Legbeard.
I googled your username and looked around. You didn't tell me you had Reddit because you use it to talk trash.
OP? Oh my god, I'm not doing this right now. I told everything exactly as it happened. If you don't want someone to write about a bad experience, then don't be their bad experience. Yeah, Andy hits for life. Kind Legbeard.
You're such bullshit. Screw you. I should just KMS.
OP? Yeah, that's a bit of an overreaction, isn't it? Kind Legbeard.
No, it's not. You don't like me. I should just do it. Nobody will ever love me.
Call the police to do a welfare check. Go non-contact. You can't fix this for her. OP says, I'm not doing this guilt-tripping thing. You had me bending over backwards for your entire vacation, and I'm over it. I don't expect you to be paying me back either. Kind Legbeard.
No, screw you. I only said that so you'd stop riding my ass about money. You're such a cheap trash talker, and it'll be your fault if I KMS.
She's not gonna do it. We heard this whole song and dance before. OP says, no, it won't be my fault. Whatever you do isn't within my control. I'm not forcing you to do anything. Don't try to manipulate me with your life. I tried being a good friend the entire time, but you're a miserable and gross person. Well, that's laid down pretty flat. I held my tongue so much when you crossed my boundaries. Well, that's true. Do you know that you left dried poop in my bed? And I was trying to be nice and not say anything. Yes, don't speak of the unspeakable. I bought you a plane ticket, I bought you food, I bought you a hat, and all you want to do is sit on your ass and start online drama. Why do you even want to rekindle our friendship when I was the only one making an effort? I let you walk all over me, but I never should have even taken your call. I do enjoy this. Not quite the fireworks that I had hoped for, but at the very least, OP seems powered up enough to get out of her gravitational pull. So we'll call that a win. Kind Legbeard says,
No! I'm gonna do it! And it'll be your fault!
oh, we're still talking about that, okay. OP. Kind Legbeard, you are literally dating a minor right now, and you treated me, my family, and my house like garbage. If I had any proof to forward to the police, I'd report you right now. Kind Legbeard.
No, you freaking wouldn't! We broke up a few months ago anyway!
Yeah, they generally only date for like a day, like I said. OP said, none of that matters. The fact that you dated him at all is enough. I'm so over it. I absolutely would report it. I'm done trying to preserve this friendship. Well, good. You were the only one trying to preserve it. Now let's watch it rot. Kind Legbeard says,
Go KYS! I'm gonna tell everyone to block you for being toxic!
wait, no, come back. OP says, cool. Do it. Middle finger emoji. I don't even know them. Why would I care? Kind Legbeard.
Trust me, you'll care. You'll never talk to us again.
OP, okay, sounds good. I have people that I actually want to be friends with. I don't want you to hurt yourself, and I still care about you, but I don't want to do this anymore. Maybe in the future you'll change your ways, and my door will be open then, but not now. Do not leave that door open, OP. I'm telling you. If she does worm her way back in, your head's always got to be on a swivel. It's just exhausting. No, the lesson has been learned. Goodbye forever. OP says from there, she attempted to call me, but I declined it. I was admittedly shaking a bit out of anxiety from saying everything to her face, but I was also so angry that I was seeing red. After I declined the call, Facebook Messenger popped up with, you can no longer message this person. So she blocked me, and I couldn't feel less of a care. I felt like a complete ass for saying what I said at the end, especially after she threatened her own life, but I knew by now that it was just a manipulation tactic to make sure I'd feel guilty before she blocked me, and I wasn't going to give in to it. I wasn't going to give in to any of her manipulation ever again. I hope that's true, OP, for everybody's sake, my goodness. You sort of did leave the door open, but I believe you're going to guard it well, at the very least. You did do literally everything for this person, and yeah, she's the type that's never grateful, always just says more and more and more, doesn't realize the effect that she has on other people. She's a net negative for this planet. Unfortunately, I'm not judge, jury, or executioner. I mean, I'm sort of judge, but it doesn't mean anything when I say stuff. I'm glad you learned the lesson, OP. Seems like a difficult one to learn, but yeah, you're standing up for yourself now, and what more can I really ask? Except for maybe some likes or comments or subs from people who watched and enjoyed the videos. Thank you so much, you guys. We got all kinds of links to peruse down below. Amazon affiliate, Teespring, Patreon. Thank you to my Patreon patrons, my YouTube channel members, you beautiful people, you. Helping me to make it through every single month, and I just love the Jerry Army. Sign up if you're able. I do appreciate it. On the end card, I'm going to link you guys to Georgia Beard, another horrible Legbeard. I think that song has been lost in the shuffle a little bit, but it deserves more attention, so please click on through, give it a listen. I thank you in advance. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye. Go ahead and cut them open. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Promise swears it's just a fact.